7 News starts now, live with breaking news.
Good morning to you. It is Friday, September the 27th. Coming up on 6 o'clock. Right now we are tracking Helene. This is a live look over downtown Greenville, a rainy downtown Greenville.
And the storm surge has brought really heavy rains and high winds to the upstate and western North Carolina. And don't be fooled, we may not have seen the worst of it when it comes to those rains and especially the wind. All of the upstate and most of western North Carolina are under a flash flooding warning right now. Very serious, especially in North Carolina.
That's right, Diane. The National Weather Service is calling it life-threatening conditions. The advisory under effect in most counties. That is until 9 o'clock this morning. This is video right now showing you Helene making landfall overnight in the Florida area. This hit the Big Bend region as a Category 4 hurricane, but has since been downgraded to a tropical storm. The AP reports at least 3 people have been killed in Georgia and in Florida.
And we do have team coverage this morning following the system's impact. And 7 News' Christine Scarpelli is standing by in Spartanburg County. Simone Jameson is in Greenville County. And Taylor Farmer is following the damage in Anderson County. We begin, though, with 7 News meteorologist Malachi Rogers with the very latest. And Malachi, I know those winds are really increasing at this point.
Everything is increasing at this point, Diane. We are getting into the heart of what's going to be the worst weather that we're going to see between now and 9 o'clock. Heavy rain, strong gusty winds, damaging winds is a possibility, and flooding rains as well. Helene continues to track to the north. It's a fast-moving system right now after making landfall last night around 11 near Tallahassee. It's down to 70-mile-an-hour winds, but it's still packing a very strong punch that we are going to feel the effects of, and we're seeing it right now through 9 o'clock this morning. What we have is a storm system that's continuing to bring heavy amounts of rain into the area. And you can see in that last frame here, and I'm going to slow it down for you, right there, that eye wall, what's left of that center is right into South Carolina, into areas of Greenwood towards Abbeville. And that's where we're going to see these heavy, heavy amounts of rain, quick moving flooding rains across parts of the upstate and the mountains as this system continues to rotate in to the Carolinas between now and 7, 8, 9 o'clock, where we are going to be picking up an additional 2 to 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain in that short amount of time. And as we talk about flooding that's occurring right now, we will see absolute flooding from the system over the next 2 to 3 hours. We're also going to be talking about these strong gusty winds, sustained winds right now of 20 to 30 miles an hour, but you factor in those gusts, and this is where we're starting to see those gusts really pick up. We mentioned 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 57 right now in Anderson, 46 in Greenwood, 41 in Elberton, Georgia, and 45 in Greenville. That's strong enough to push over trees, knock down power lines, and have a major impact on our area, pushing things into the road as well as debris. That's going to continue over the next couple of hours before it eventually starts to ease up. But between now and 9, we do expect those wind gusts of 50, even 60 miles an hour. The heavy rain continues to swell and move in, and you see those darker colors, the yellows and the orange colors. Those are indicating those massive amounts of heavy rain in a short amount of time. So please, if you don't have to go outside, you don't have to be on the roads, please don't go out, because not only is the wind creating some dangerous driving conditions, we're also looking at flooding conditions this morning, and that we do expect to see more power outages throughout the day. All thanks to Helene.
I thank you. And to show you what this looks like outside right now, let's head to the beginning of our team coverage, continuing with 7 News' Taylor Farmer. She's live in Anderson County following the impacts of Helene there. Taylor?
We're seeing some really strong rain and winds here in Anderson County. We're here in downtown Anderson, where debris has completely filled the sidewalks and the roads. There's a lot of sitting water here on the roadway as well, a couple of inches. Now, Anderson County said that they are prepared for potential flooding. This is something that they've been looking at all week. They have brought in extra crews. Officials tell me they brought in a crew of 12 people and 2 extra rafts if those are needed. Hopefully not. This morning, we've also seen a few down trees and down power lines. If you live in Anderson County, you can report those on an app. Anderson County has an app called ACSC Gov.
It sends to our Public Works Division, so if there's down trees, power lines, anything of that nature, you can actually report that on that app, or you're always welcome to call in to our non-emergency line and get that through.
We will continue to bring you the latest updates live. For now, live in Anderson County, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
Taylor, thank you. We now shift our coverage over to the Greenville area. That is where we find right now 7 News' Simone Jameson. She is joining us live from the downtown Greenville area with the latest. Simone.
Olivia, we're continuing to monitor things here on South Hudson Street in Greenville, where you can take a look behind me. Crews have since left, but you can see barricades up and the road is closed off. This is between Wellborn Street and Mayberry Street, just outside Unity Park, all closed due to flooding. Now, across Greenville County, you have multiple areas, multiple roads and intersections that remain closed until further notice. That includes in Malden, Miller Road between Old Mill Road and Corn Road, as well as in Greer, the intersection of East Suber Road and Sweetbriar Court. Now, those are just some of the ones that we know of at this time. Now, we do want to mention to you that the Red Cross has since opened an emergency shelter, and that is now open to anyone who is needing a safe place to hunker down in the midst of the storm. That's located on Fishtrap Road, in Greenville at Crosswell First Baptist Church. They are asking anyone who heads there to bring essential items, including food, pillows, blankets, hygiene supplies, as well as phone chargers and some form of entertainment until the storm is able to blow over. Of course, we'll continue to stay out here and monitor things and bring you the very latest. Live in Greenville County, Simone Jameson, 7 News.
Simone, thank you. Now 7 News' Christine Scarpelli joining us. And Christine, I know you've been on the road since about 3 a.m. This point at 6:06, are you starting to notice the wind gusts a little bit more?
Certainly, Diane, for sure. What we're starting to see also is the cars, the level of traffic pick up just a little bit. And we're hanging out on the right-hand lane. Right now we're on Pine Street heading toward Union. And I'm showing you the right-hand lane because of the puddling and the vehicles as they pass. In areas where there's deeper puddling, your windshield will be completely covered with water. It's happened to us a couple of times. We're going about 35 miles an hour on South Pine Street, again, headed toward Union from Spartanburg. And you're seeing just a lot of wind. You're seeing it blow there across the lanes. Traffic lights are swaying, and we're beginning to see more debris on the roads. That's branches, that's leaves coming off of that right-hand lane as you're driving. Those are coming onto the road, many cases across the lane as you're driving. And again, we are on a smaller highway here in Spartanburg County, so seeing more wind almost in wider areas when you're on the interstates, 85, Interstate 26 especially. So again, just trying to show you that shot there of the wind pushing that water across the lane and across the road. Seeing now in front of us here some traffic lights out, and there goes electricity in this area where we are south. We're on now Highway 9 here, 176. We've just lost electricity there behind us. Seeing all of the lights on the sides of the roads now dark. Continuing on down at about 28 miles an hour. Seeing a few cars here on this highway. But again, seeing a loss of electricity here for sure. All right, guys, we'll send it back to you. Staying very safe. Please stay off the roads. Again, echoing that safety warning this morning if you don't have to be out here. Back to you. Christine, thank you. The National Weather Service says this could be one of the most significant weather events to happen in our area in the modern era. Record-breaking flooding is expected to continue in the Asheville area. We've already seen dangerously high levels of rivers, water spilling onto nearby roadways. Businesses spent most of the day yesterday boarding up and sandbagging to try to limit the damage.
We get the floods, the storms that where the concerns are landslides, homes literally sliding off their foundations. So comparatively speaking to the most recent, like Tropical Storm Fred, a couple of years ago, the storms of 2018, yes, this is bigger and potentially more deadly.
Officials are keeping a close eye on the roadways and potential for landslides in the area. We do have an update from earlier this morning. Lake Lure, the floodgates currently operating at approximately 30 feet. This means that you should expect water downstream of the dam and the Broad River to be at or above the banks in many of those areas. We do know that sirens along the river continue to sound to indicate those flash flood warnings. If you are in a low-lying area, you are encouraged to evacuate to a higher ground.
Yes, Olivia, that's especially true in the Buncombe County area. Emergency management there reporting significant flows coming from the North Fork Reservoir, North Fork Swannanoa River. So do be careful. Checking outages right now. The latest on those from Duke Energy. There's more than 135,000 outages across the upstate, western North Carolina and northeast Georgia. Heaviest concentration specifically for Duke Energy is actually in South Carolina. 67,000 outages right now. There are also around 66,000 outages in western North Carolina for Duke, but Dominion Energy in North Carolina has more than 200,000 outages right now. So lots of roads in the dark and homes in the dark, unfortunately, right now.
Diane, thank you. Schools in our area have moved to e-learning days or closed today. You can find them at the bottom of your screen. Get the latest on Helene and its impact on the Carolinas and in Georgia on our 7 News weather app. It is free to download at your app store. We head to the break with a live look out the door this morning over a very soggy Clemson area in Anderson County. Thank you for watching us. 7 News will be right back.